Hello, I'm Nathan. Welcome back to WMF Reacts. If you've not been here before, then welcome joining me on my magical mystery tour. I guess it's probably the best way to say it. So, if you haven't been here before, I'm generally a rock fan. I like some pop music and classical music and Japanese rock and some other bits and pieces as well. But I'm trying to introduce myself to different music that I don't tend to like. And Thursday means Country Day. So if you have been here before, then thank you for joining me once again. Also have a Patreon set up, so if you'd like to support me that way, there are options there as well. I do try and post some information on there, a little bit of a deep dive into some of my reactions on various artists and information about artists, and I also post videos a couple of days early whenever I can. So if you want to go there, it'll be on screen just below and in the description down below. If not, then obviously feel free to like, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think, and give me more suggestions, because that's always helpful. That's how I get them. So anyway, right, so today's video is once again recommended by tsmith2736. I always forget the numbers. It's a pain. That's somebody that comments quite frequently on my channel and often gives me good advice about country music and lots of background about the artists and the videos and some of the information behind it. So they made the suggestion of listening to this track, which is going to be, oh, I'm not sure how to feel about it. So it's Carrie Underwood on the Howard Stern Show, and she's singing an Ozzy Osbourne song, specifically Mama, I'm Coming Home. It's a bit of a concern for me because I am a massive Ozzy fan. I have been for many years. I've seen him live many times. I still even have a bottle of Ozzy Osbourne holy water that's been blessed by the Dark Prince himself. So yeah, it's interesting. My Mind Coming Home is obviously a fantastic ballad, one of Ozzy's biggest songs that so many people love. It's amazing. He didn't actually write, although it's kind of written for him and Sharon, and he's always said that it's taken his thoughts and feelings and put it into a song that he didn't write. It was actually written by his good friend Lemmy, who is another one we have lost a few years ago, who was the vocalist of the band Motorhead, and obviously an absolutely fantastic songwriter as well. So, wish me luck. Let's see what this is like.
I was so excited that you chose this song. I love Ozzy.
Yes,
Don't you
me
love
too.
Ozzy?
I do. I very much remember like being, a teenager, kind of discovering my own like musical tastes, and my mom being very much against me listening to Ozzy.
Which makes it so cool, right? I mean, that's why you like it.
But I was also like, I feel like you need to listen to some of these lyrics because it's not all like darkness and
Yeah, like I'm going to eat a bat's head and all that kind of
I was
stuff.
like, there's a lot of like love songs and things that are a lot more melodic and sweet.
What is it about his voice? What is it about his record? Does he double his voice? What does he do?
I don't know, but
Yeah.
he's got a thing. He sounds a certain way, and it is like very distinguishable.
Yeah.
I don't know what exactly the tricks are because they wouldn't have had all the plugins and stuff that we have now, right?
Right.
But he's always sounded the same.
Mama, I'm coming home. He wrote this about Sharon.
Yes.
No, he
and
didn't.
we had asked,
Let me
because anytime
rotate.
I'm going to cover
Oh.
somebody, I want their blessing. I would never want somebody to be like, man, I don't like her, so no.
Right.
And it's worse if you like sing the song and then somebody asks them about that and they're like, what was that?
Right.
So I just want to be respectful, and we had asked permission, and Sharon was very, very sweet about it.
Well, Ozzy, if you're
That's cool.
listening, you can call in with your votes now. The phones are open. You're like, I can't wait to hear you do this.
Okay.
Such a great song.
Fucking so yeah, that annoyed me saying you wrote it, but I've already gone through that. It's just one of those things. Now, I don't know much about it. I've heard her name before. I don't know how she sounds singing, because obviously I haven't listened to a lot of country before starting this channel. So, oh, this makes me nervous, because it's one of those things, if it's a song you love by an artist you love, it's such a worry when somebody else tries to do a version of it, and often it doesn't work. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed, keeping an open mind. Right, let's try.
Times have changed and times are strange. Here I come, but I ain't the same.
Okay, first impression, the music's quite interesting. It's a mandolin in the background. I'm getting it right this time, I think. So the music's slightly different, but still nice. Her voice, she sounds like Alanis Morissette. And that's all I'm going to hear now is Alanis Morissette, which isn't a bad thing. A very kind of husky voice, and it's the way it's the way she ends the sentences, and it sounds, yeah, Alanis Morissette.
Mama, I'm coming home.
A bit deeper though.
Time goes by, it seems to be.
That's when she said bye, and it's the twanginess. That's the Alanis Morissette. Sorry, I'll shut up. I'll put it back to the beginning of the song because I keep stopping it. All right, let's try again. Get Alanis Morissette out of my mind. It's not a bad thing to be compared to her, I guess.
Times have changed and times are strange. Here I come, but I ain't the same. Mama, I'm coming home. Time goes by, it seems to be. You could have been a better friend to me. Mama, I'm coming home.
Stop before I guess the next bit. So, what I think so far, obviously I've said who she reminds me of, so I'm trying to avoid that. But she's got quite a deep husky voice, which I think works for this song. If she had been too high pitched, I think it would have ruined the song. But she's got a more deep and husky voice. Obviously, she flicks up and goes into the high bits now and then, which is fine. It works for her voice, and it does work. So far, I'm not hating it. The music went a little bit different there, which surprised me. You probably saw a look on my face like, what was that? That didn't sound right. It's got to remember it's somebody else's interpretation. It's not going to be 100% like Ozzy's. This, oh, it's just, you know, when you love something so much. Oh, right. But so far, I'm not hating it. I don't know. It's not going to say it's going to compare to Ozzy's one. Of course, it isn't. I'm a massive Ozzy fan. I always have been. But it's not too bad. I'm not. You know, I'm not too underwhelmed by it. It's quite a nice version so far. I like the tone of a voice for this song. I was really concerned it's going to be too high pitched and too kind of flowery, and it would change the kind of feel of the song. But it's got the right feel to it. I think that's the main thing.
You took me in and you drove me out, yeah, you had me hypnotized, yeah, lost and found and turned around by the fire in your eyes. You made me cry, you told me lies, but I can't stand to say goodbye. Mama, I'm coming home. I could be right, I could be wrong. It hurts so bad, it's been so long. Mama, I'm coming home.
That was quite interesting. So she did go a bit higher in the bits, and when she pulled the power, like got to the powerful part of the song, she put a little bit more huskiness and a little bit more sort of grit into it, which really, I think, worked for it, and it really kind of drove home the lyrics at that point. In fact, I haven't put on. Nope, there's no subtitles I can put on, so apologies if you're looking for subtitles. There aren't any on this video, so I can't help with that, unfortunately. So, right, let's carry on.
Selfish love, yeah, we're both alone. The ride before the fall, yeah. But I'm gonna take this heart of stone. I just got to have it all.
That was a bit different. Ozzy emphasizes the heart of stone a little bit more and goes up a little bit higher and kind of puts a lot more emphasis on that part of the line, and she didn't. So it felt slightly different, a different focus on the song, I guess.
I've seen your face 100 times. Every day we've been apart, and I don't care about the sunshine, yeah. 'Cause mama, I'm coming home.
gotta say, not loving the keyboard solo. And there was a weird bit she did that, see, I'm being very critical, so I apologize. I'm enjoying it, but I am going to be critical because it is a cover of an Ozzy Osbourne song, so live with it, unfortunately. But there's a weird choice she made at the beginning of the kind of main bit of the chorus. So let's go. That I quite liked.
And I don't care about the sunshine, yeah.
And I like that. It's Mama, I'm. Instead just Mama, I'm coming. Then I'm not. There was the I'm there, which it does changes in my head because I'm not used to that bit. So it's a different choice. Yeah, it's fine, but it kind of threw me off. It's like there's an extra word in there. Right, let's go back. Let's go back.
But I'm gonna take this heart of stone.
Yeah, so flatter there and it goes a lot higher. And then she fades away. That's quite nice. I do like the way she softens some of the end of the sentences like that. Times and it kind of fades away, and that's right. I quite like that aspect of it. It definitely gives me more country vibes. So she's taking the rock and turning it more countrified, I guess is probably the best way for me to describe it and how I feel about it. And I quite like those bits. So she's changing the emphasis of the lyrics to suit her. So is it about her mum and not partner? Because obviously the original song, although not written by Ozzy, was about Ozzy and Sharon. And I said, Mama, I'm coming home, Mama being, the mother of his children, where she might be singing to her actual mother. So it changes the kind of emphasis on the lyrics. So it makes sense. The choices she's made, I think, makes sense for her to be singing the song in a way that means something to her, rather than singing a song about other people. That makes sense?
Every day we've been apart.
I do like the way she does that.
And I don't care about the sunshine, yeah. 'Cause Mama, I'm coming home.
Harmonies aren't bad. It works.
I'm coming home.
Not sure about the breath bit at the end, but that's fine. I did like the way she pulled that down at the end, as Ozzy does as well, to going into the solo. So that's quite nice. Yeah, don't get me started on that keyboard solo. Why would you? You've got guitars. Use those. Finally. Too much distortion. Again, I'm overly criticizing, but for my ears that sounds like too much distortion. It should be a lot cleaner. For this kind of song, the cleaner tone works. For distortion, it's more kind of rocky and raw, and I think the clean tone from like the original works a lot better for the guitar solo. I don't know, I'm not liking it as much. He's a fine guitarist, but lay off the distortion.
You took me in and you drove me out, yeah. You had me hypnotized, yeah. Lost and found and turned around by the fire in your eyes. I've seen your face 1,000 times. Every day we've been apart. And I don't care about the sunshine, yeah.
I do like the sustain she's got in her voice when she keeps those notes a little bit longer than Ozzy did, for instance. So it's quite nice having that, the kind of the sustain and the notes just carried a little bit further. Said it feels the vibe of the song, that who she's singing it about and that sort of thing. The way she's made the slightly differences, I think it's quite good. And it does feel more country than rock ballad. which is, I kind of guess, half the point in it. But yeah, she's got quite a nice voice. It suits the song, I think.
'Cause mama, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
I'll stop there, listen to that again. I said the sustain she has when she's doing those longer notes, coming home and keeps the home going, sounds really, really good. I think she does that really, really well for this song. It works really well with her voice, I think. She's definitely doing that bit quite nicely. I'm enjoying that bit. Let's go back, right. Yeah.
And I don't care about the sunshine, yeah.
I like that as well.
'Cause mama,
Okay, I'll talk about that again. So Mama, I'm. It makes sense because you've got the same lyrics there. Mama, I'm, rather than Mama, I'm coming. So it's putting less emphasis on the Mama part, and it's Mama, I'm. So it's more I'm coming home to you rather than Mama. You know, like I'm coming to you. It's got, as I said, because of the difference of who she's singing about, it makes sense having the extra word there, so it changes the emphasis of the words. That's my interpretation anyway, and I'm sticking to it. So let me know what you think.
coming home.
So that sustain there is lovely.
I'm coming home.
I'm going to listen to that one again. I really like that one. So when she goes up high, a little bit more power, and then comes back from the microphone, back onto it, and the way she's got the sustain and brings it down and keeps it there, that was done really nicely. So I'm going to listen to that one more time.
I'm coming home.
So nice.
I'm coming home.
Yeah, that bit where she's going down and then back up, and she just keeps it going. It's just a kind of nice wave to it, isn't it? That it goes kind of up a little bit and down a little bit in the back, but sustaining the same kind of volume, but sort of waving it along. It's really nice.
I'm coming home.
Nice sustain to finish.
Now that's fantastic.
And that's the end of that one. So, thoughts? I liked it more than I expected. I know I'm nitpicking a lot with it, but as I said, that's going to happen. If there's something that you truly love, you will be highly, highly critical of it. And it is a different band playing in a different way. So the guitar left a little bit to be desired. He wasn't as good on the guitar. I didn't like the distortion on it. And when it slowed down a little bit, he wasn't hitting the notes in quite the way I expected. I'm not going to say about the keyboard because that was just but from her voice, I loved what she did with like changing how she was singing it and the emphasis on different words and that sort of thing. I said it makes it feel like she's singing about her mum and going home to her and seeing her mum. You know, they've been estranged for a while. That's kind of the vibe I got from that. And the way she's got the sustain and she can keep it at the same level, but then just drop it down and bring it back up, but keeping the same volume going. And then she can, at the end of it, then she kind of reduces the volume, but just keeps the sustain going nicely and lets fades away. I thought that was really, really nice. So it'd be interesting to hear her singing some of her songs because that wasn't bad. So yeah, I'm surprised. Anyway, I've probably talked for far too long on this and stopped it way too many times. So apologies if I've ruined your enjoyment of the song. It's kind of what I have to do to react in it. So anyway, thanks for joining me. Please comment. Let me know what you think. Was I wrong? Did I get it all completely backwards? Was it better than I said? Was it worse than I said? What did you think? Are you an Ozzy fan that loves the original? And did you hate this and think it's blasphemy? Please let me know in the comments. Or on my Patreon. That's available as well. It's a good place to have a chat and a bit more of a deep dive of the stuff I do. So anyway, like, comment, subscribe, all the usual stuff. And join me again soon. Till next time, goodbye for now.